Assalamu alaikum dear students, how are you? Hope you all are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also fine. This is Kamrun, Assistant Teacher of English, National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. My dear students of class 5, today I am going to take your Bangladesh and Global Studies class. Now today's topic is chapter 7, that is human rights. So all of you take your Bangladesh and Global Studies books. Today we will read chapter 7. So let's start. So at first we will start with lesson 1. Now look, chapter 7, human rights, lesson 1, rights for all. So what is right and what is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, we will know, when it is declared. Okay, let's see it. On December 10 in 1948, the United Nations approved the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So United Nations is an international organization and it works to maintain the peace and harmony throughout the for the whole world actually. So United Nations is an international organization and it approved the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And when on December 10, 1948. So you can underline this sentence. This sentence is very important. So it declared that everyone was entitled to certain basic rights regardless of their race, religion, age, gender and wealth. So everybody has the same rights regardless their race, religion, age, gender or wealth. So human rights means enjoying all rights by a person according to the Declaration of the United Nations. So what is human rights? That means he or she will enjoy all the rights declared by the United Nations. And there are some basic rights, there are some basic human rights. Let's read. Man is born free, right to move freely, equal status and rights for all in society, right for education, right for security, right to protect oneself from violence and fortune, all are equal before law, right not to be arrested and captivated without any cause, right of proper wage, right to have justice, right to enjoy and preserve one's own property, right to follow one's own religion, right to have freedom of expression, equal rights for women and men. So these are the basic rights, common basic rights. So all of you will learn those common basic rights. Okay, so all of you will learn. This is important. All of you will learn these basic rights. And what will you do if these basic rights are violated? Let's read. We will make sure that these rights are protected and we will protest publicly if they are not. So we will make sure that these rights are protected, and if you see the violation of these rights, you will make protest publicly or you will inform it to the authority. Now look at this picture, protesting with placards. So we will protest with placards. So they are protesting because there is a violation of the, now look, children's right. So if you see any violation of the children's right, you will protest publicly. Now we will go to next page, page number 57. Now look, we will do section D. Which of the following is related to the right to move freely? Number A, trafficking. Number B, go to anywhere. Number C, exports. Number D, imports. Yes, I know you know the answer. It will be number B, to go anywhere. Now we will go to lesson 2. The rights of autistic children. So in our society, or you can find in your classroom, that there are some children who are special. That means they need some special care. Those children are called autistic children. And it's not a mental disease. They are affected by autism, and autism is not a mental disease. It was actually a problem of the development of the brain. So let's read. Every children has different characteristics. Some are restless and some are quiet. So every children is special. Every children have some different characteristics. Some are restless, some are quiet. Some like to be in a crowd, and some prefer to be on their own. So some people like crowd and some people like silence. That means they like to live they like to be by themselves. But all children have the right to be treated with equal respect and understanding. But all the children have the same right, and they, now look, you can underline, I mean they have the right to be treated equal respect and understanding. So autistic children are affected by autism. So autistic children are affected by autism. And what is autism? Autism is not a mental disease but a problem of development of the brain. So this sentence is important for short question answer or for filling the blanks. So all of you will learn it. Now look, there are some characteristics of autistic children. We will read. Let's read. Let us learn about autistic children. Now we will know about the autistic children. I mean, how will you find out that the children is affected by autism? As an example, this type of children find it difficult to join in groups. So the children who is suffering from autism, this child will find it difficult to join in groups. Now look, difficult to join in groups. They even react to the touch of others. That means they didn't like the touch of the people. They use language in different ways. They may like doing the same things repeatedly. So these are the characteristics of the autism children. That means they find it difficult to join in the groups, or they react to the touch, and they use their own language, and this is a different language, and they may like to do the things repeatedly. And if cared especially, they will they will also get the chance to develop equally. So they need special care, and if we can give them the special care, they will also improve. That means they will have the chance to develop equally like the other children. So it's very important to give equal rights to all the children, and they they should be given equal rights. I mean they will get equal respect and equal right. Now we will know the characteristics of the autism children. Now look, we will all read this Bible, you will learn it. These characteristics are very important. Question can come from the autism. Write 4 or 5 characteristics of the autism. So some autistic children study just like other children. So just like the other normal children, they, some autistic children study, and they like to do everything in the same way and get hyper if that changes. So they like to do everything in the same way, but if there's any change, they get hyper, they lose their temper, that means they become angry. They are sensitive to light, sound, touch, touch, smell, taste. For example, they do not want to wear a specific type of clothes for being sensitive to it. So they are sensitive to, some autistic children sensitive to light, or some autistic children sensitive to touch, or they can be sensitive to all those things. That means sound, touch, light, smell. There is an example. Maybe some children don't like to wear a specific color because they are sensitive to it. So all of you will learn this bubble. Now look, some autistic children are very talented in mathematics, art, or music. So some autistic children are talented in mathematics. They can do maths very well, or they can draw, or they can sing very well. Now we will go to next one. They can get addicted to a particular thing and hang on to it for hours. So they can get a particular thing, that means they can get addicted to a particular toy. For example, they can get addicted to a particular toy and they can hang it for hours. And next one, autistic children have a special attraction for a particular thing and they always keep it with them. So autistic children have a special attraction for some particular things. It can be their toys, or it can be a book, or it can be anything else, and they always try to keep it with them. So this is another characteristic. And now the last one, autistic children usually have good health, and autistic children usually have good health, that means they possess good health, and it is very rare that they get ill health. Most of the autistic children have good health. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characteristics of the autistic children. all of you will learn those characteristics. Those are important for short question, broad question and fill in the blanks. So how should you treat any autistic children in our class? How should you treat autistic children? We should understand that all children are different. We should be patient and inclusive and tolerant of each other's differences. So we will treat them with tolerance, with patience, and we will try to understand that they are different. I mean, all the children are different, so you need to be tolerant and you have to keep patience to treat them, to treat these autistic children. So if you have any autistic friend in your class, in your classroom, you will try to help them and you will treat them, or you will behave well with them. We should not behave in such a way for which they might be hurt and get hyper. So you will not hurt them so that they can get hyper. So you will behave well with them. So question can come, how should you treat any autistic children in your class? Now we will go to next page. Section D. We will do section D. What are autistic children often good at? Option A, mathematics. Option B, swimming. Option C, cooking. Option D, running. We have read that autistic children are good at mathematics, art and music. So it will be mathematics. Now we will go to lesson 3. The violation of children's rights. So as a children, you have some rights. So now we will know the violation of the children's rights. We will know about the right and rights of the children, and we will know the violation of the children's right. Let's see. Children's rights are violated in various ways in our society. Some children are deprived of their right for education because their family cannot afford education. So what is the right of the children? That means getting education is the right of the children. So why they are deprived of their education? They are deprived of their education because their family cannot afford education. Some children have to work in the fields, in brick kilns or in factories, although child labor below the age of 18 is illegal. So the person who is under 18 is considered child, and the child labor below the age of 18 is illegal. But we will find many children are working in the brick kilns or factories. That means this is the violation of the children's right. That means the children will not work in the mills and factories, that means which have some risks. And so what is the right of the children? That means they will not work in the the children will not work at the factories or the places where there is a high risk for them, and the children who are under 18, those who work in those mills and factories or brick kilns considered as illegal. This is the violation of their right. Some children are homeless, especially in the cities, because their family cannot afford housing. So some children are homeless, that means they don't have house. So getting home is also their right, and their family cannot afford the house, that's why they are homeless. They need to live in the street or any other places. Sometimes children are punished physically, although it is illegal. So they will not get punishment physically. This is their right, but still we have found that some children are punished physically, and it is totally illegal. So if you find anything like that, you will raise your voice, you will try to protest it. Some children are trafficked, which means selling them in other countries. It is a violation of human rights also. So it is a violation of human rights and it is a violation of the children's rights both. And what is the trafficking means? That means to sell the children other countries for doing some illegal work. This is called trafficking. That means selling children or selling person to another country for doing some illegal work. So this is called trafficking. So there are 5 points all of you will learn it, and these are also important. All of you will learn these 5 points. That means these are the violation of the children's rights, and if you know the violation of the children's rights, you will automatically know the right of the children. Besides, many other incidents occur which are violation of human rights. We must be conscious to protect our human rights, and if necessary, we have to inform the authority. So if you if you find any violation of the children's right, or if you find any violation of the human rights, you will inform it to the authority. You will protest it publicly if possible. Now look, there is a question: how do children benefit more from education than from laboring for their family? Page number 61. That means next page. So how do children benefit more from education than from laboring for their family? So what do you think? Yes, if a child is not involved in the household work, or if a child is not involved in child labor, they can educate themselves. That means they can acquire knowledge, and it can be it can help them to make a bright future. Now we will go to next lesson. That is, this is the last lesson, lesson number 4, the violation of women's rights. Let us know how women's rights are being violated in our society. Girls are not getting equal education like boys. Women do not get equal opportunity in jobs. Women are not paid equally. Domestic helps or helpers do not get proper wages, food and health care. Sometimes domestic helps or helpers are being trafficked to other countries. So these are the violation of women's rights. Girls are not getting equal education like boys. So what is the right of the girl? Getting equal education like the boys is the right of the women or the girl. And women do not get equal opportunity in jobs. So getting equal opportunity in jobs is also the women's right. That women are not paid equally. So women should get women should women are paid equally. Okay, so this is the right of the women. And domestic helpers, that means the person who helps in our home. And domestic helps do not get proper wages, food and health care. So they have the right to get proper wages, food and health care. So this is the right of the women. And sometimes domestic helpers are being trafficked to other countries. So this is the violation of the human rights also. That means they should not traffic to other countries. And I have told you what is trafficking means. That means those domestic helpers or the women are trafficked. They are sold to another countries for doing illegal work. That means which are against the law. So these are the violation of women's rights, and these are also important. All of you will learn it. These 5 points. Sometimes domestic help girls are tortured. Moreover, women and children are trafficked to other countries. They are involved in many risky and inhuman tasks. So the children and women are trafficked to other countries or sold to other countries for doing some risky or inhuman work. We should not tolerate these situations. These are the violation of human rights. We should protect the rights of everyone to be treated equally. So why are they trafficked? That means especially the children and the women for doing some risky and inhuman tasks. And what should we do? Should we tolerate this? No, we will not tolerate this. That means because these are the violation of human rights, and if we see anything like this, we will protect the right. That means we will try to protect the right of those people, and we will inform it to the authority, or we will try to protest publicly if possible. That means we should protect the rights of everyone in the country. So this is our duty as a good citizen. Now go to next page, page number 63. How should we treat our household helps? So how will you treat your household helps or household helpers? And of course you will behave very well with them, because they help us in our household works daily. And if we we will give them proper wages, and we will also give them proper food and health care, that means treatment, shelter. so that they can feel secure and they feel happy working with us. So we will behave well with them. And dear students, there is a homework for you. This is homework number 18. You will make 8 fill in the blanks from this chapter. So at first all of you will read this chapter again and again. That means you will read this chapter thoroughly and you will try to understand today's topic. And I hope all of you have understood about today's topic. So if you read your textbook, it will be easy for you. And if you have any question regarding this chapter, you can ask me in your live class or you can contact me. My phone number is given here. So dear students, all of you will make 8 fill in the blanks after reading your textbook, after reading this chapter. Okay. So dear students, that's all for today. Stay safe. See you again. Allah.